You bought some new toys for your kids because you either heard about them or you saw them in the shops and you pictured your kids playing with them so happily, and you thought, okay, we're going to go to the shops and buy these new toys. And the whole trip was so exciting, even choosing the toys and everything, even if it was a little bit stressful. And then you got home and everyone opened their toys and everyone was so excited and playing with them for ages. But then 1 or 2 days later, you literally can't believe it, but they're already bored of their new toys. And now they're fighting over some toy that they found in the back of the cupboard and haven't cared about for years. And you're like, what is going on? And then you're looking at your money and you're about to pay off a bill and you're getting dressed into your old t-shirt and your old bra and you're thinking, oh my God, I could have just spent my money on something that we actually need. So in this video, I'm going to go into why for the past year I've been doing a low buy or no buy year, and how I'm going to prep for next year to be another low buy year for 2026. And you're probably thinking, oh my God, how are you going to do that though? Like, children are so expensive though, right? And also, don't you want to buy things for your kids? Like, why would you want to stop buying things for your kids? Like, that just sounds crazy. Now see, I did a low buy year this year because I thought, you know, going between different pregnancies and having kids and all the things, it's like I had literally accumulated so many clothes. And it's not that I've got this really great, amazing wardrobe, but I just had so many maternity clothes that I'm never going to wear again because now we're like done with having kids after having our third. After looking at my wardrobe, I was like, I've got so many good quality jeans and good quality jumpers and tops and shorts, all the things. I actually don't need to spend any clothes, like any money on clothes for myself this year. I would actually rather have that money just to catch up on our bills and buy things for my kids, because, you know, kids are expensive. They always need so many things. And I don't know, any mum would tell you, like, it's actually the best feeling when you're just buying things for your kids that they need. And so I was like, right, you know what? I'm not going to buy anything for myself this year unless I really, really need it. Like, unless there's holes in it or I need something for work, like it's something I actually need. And at the same time, I kept running my bank account to zero and it was getting so frustrating. And what had happened was, in the past few years, my partner had sold his businesses and I used to really rely on him with all the money stuff. Like, he would just sort it and it would be fine. Or even if we were behind on bills or something, I just knew that eventually he would look after it. But then now he's got a normal job and so we halve everything. And so I've had to really work on my money management, because I remember even once there was this water bill that we got in the mail and I was like, it was $420 or something like that. And I said to him, I swear to God, I've already paid this. Like, this is crazy. I can't believe we're getting another one in the mail. And he's like, are you sure? Like, did you pay it properly? And I was like, don't tell me I'm stupid. Like, I know how to pay off a bill, right? I literally didn't know what was coming, what was going. And I kept running out of money and I wasn't able to even just catch up with our bills or even just buy things that I needed. It just felt like every week was just hand to mouth. And so I thought, okay, you know what I'm going to start doing? I'm actually going to start reading some books on money mindset, because it's the one thing that causes so much stress in families between couples and everything. Like, it's just such a huge stress point. It's the reason why we go to work and have to balance work-life stuff with our kids. It's like the source of so much stress. Well, that's what I used to think. And so I was like, I'm going to start reading books on it, because even just to get, you know, some decent groceries and like put some petrol in the car, it was honestly getting that bad. I thought, okay, I'm just not going to buy any clothes for myself, because then that's obviously going to leave a lot more room for other things. I used to scroll on my phone and just go on the Iconic, and I don't know, even if I was on Instagram and things, I used to see what other people were wearing and it would give me ideas, and I was like, oh, cool. And I'd go out and buy things, and then literally like a couple of weeks later or a couple of months later, I wouldn't even like those clothes anymore. So I thought, right, I'm just going to wear what I've already got and like wear them properly till they're like completely used, you know, and loved well. And honestly, it's been like life-changing to say the least, and I've learned so much from it, so much so that I'm even going to do another year like this next year, and I actually can't wait. And it's not even that my money is the problem, because I've even gone to uni. Like, I went to uni for 7 years. I've got a pretty well-paying job, and it's like, what is wrong with me? What am I actually doing wrong? There must be something here that I'm not doing right. And this is just one of the things that motherhood has shown me. Like, I have learned so much ever since becoming a mum. I feel like if I didn't become a mum and I didn't have this stress of like having to look after the family and keep up with everything, I wouldn't have probably been on this same path. I mean, maybe, but it's just really forced me to be really good with this kind of thing now. Like, it's made me so much more mindful, and it's really those moments of burnout that got me to this point. And if you're feeling that as well, like you've got that mum burnout, I've got a freebie in the description below that you can get, which sums up pretty much everything that I do in my week to week now, like in my day to day with my kids. So I don't have that feeling of burnout anymore. But anyway, you can get that in the description below, but let's keep getting into this video. So as I said at the beginning 2020, one of the things that I've stopped buying is toys, because I just felt like we were getting so many presents from everybody, every Christmas, every, birthday and all the things. We were already getting so much. And now that I've got 3 girls, we have literally got toys coming out our ears. And the amount of toys that they were getting sick of or breaking and we were just throwing out was just getting to me. Like, we were literally just getting like piles up in our garage, just full of all these toys and like all these boxes that they don't even care about anymore. And I noticed that their attention span was just so short with them. At first they would really love them, and then it would just go nowhere. And then they would just go in the cupboard and they just wouldn't even care about them anymore. Unless it was new, they would just stop caring about it. Sometimes they do go back and get other toys out, but that's why now we've just got a cupboard that I use. It's like a half-size cupboard, and that's pretty much full to the brim. And that's just what we've got now. And if they want to play with their toys, that's what they've got. Yeah, maybe sometimes here and there. This is why I've called it a low buy year. I might get like one little thing and I'll let it go with the presents. Like when it's their birthday, maybe I'll get them something. But even for Penelope's first birthday this year, I got her a ride-on little bike thing. I didn't even get anything else. And I didn't feel bad, because the thing is, they always are getting so many new things. They don't need me to get even more stuff. We are being sold this lie out there in society that in order to feel comfort and happiness, we need to buy it. This is the reason why millionaires and these people that have all this money, not always, but sometimes, are still unhappy, because they have all the stuff. They have all the things, but they're still not happy, because that's not actually where we find our happiness. So let me just demonstrate it for you, right? So even this morning, so it's Halloween tomorrow and we're having a little get together and we're doing some trick-or-treating, right? And so the girls obviously want costumes for it. And it's been a bit of a thing for the past few weeks. Like, Molly keeps changing her mind. I don't know if maybe I shouldn't have taken her to Kmart the first time, but I don't know. Anyway, we went to Kmart, picked out an outfit. I just thought it'd be fun, right? Like, it's just what you do. And so I was like, okay, well, we're going to get a costume. And then the girls picked what they wanted. Obviously, there was a lot of stress around, oh, I want this one, I want that one. And I had to be quite assertive, like, no, we're just getting one. So Molly picked her thing, but she just kept saying she wanted to be a bat. So I was like, okay, I looked on the internet. There wasn't really many bat costumes, and she wasn't really happy with the one that she bought from Kmart. I can't even remember now. I think it was like a witch outfit or something. And I was like, right, okay, on Temu, they've got these little bat wings. Like, I'm happy to just spend $10. So I got them these bat wings. The bat wings came in the mail, and she was kind of happy with them, but not really. Anyway, this morning, they saw this like silly dog spider video thing on, for Halloween that was like spooking people. She all of a sudden got in her head, oh my God, I want to be a spider. And they have that at Kmart. And I don't know if her memory's really good or what it is. I don't know. But she was like, I saw it there. I know that it's there. And I was trying to say, Molly, it's Halloween tomorrow. I want to start spending money on Christmas. Like, soon Halloween's going to be over. And I was trying to explain that to her, and she was just getting so upset. She's like, no. All of a sudden, it was this whole thing that just completely broke out, because I was stressed about money. We've got a couple of big bills coming out, and I do know that it's Christmas coming up. And I was like, I don't want to keep spending money on Halloween. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Even if it is just $10, I just don't want to keep spending more. And she was just having this huge thing about it. And she's like, but I want to be the spider. And I had to realize, see, this is the thing, like, we've got to realize that if I was to say yes to her and just go and buy the spider and her to be happy, there's actually so much going on there. It's not just about control. It's not just about the stress of money. It's also the fact that if I say yes, I'm reinforcing to her that in order to be happy and in order to be comfortable, we need to buy the thing. We need to have that thing. What we need to be teaching our kids is that in order to be happy, we need love, connection, and creativity. That is honestly what makes us happy as human beings. That is ultimately what makes us happy. It's the connection, it's the creativity. And so later I'm going to say, let's make some spider wings, or whatever they are, spider legs. Let's make a little costume. Because, it wasn't just the spider. She kept saying, oh, I want to be the wolf as well. And there was this cool wolf thing. She literally just thinks that Kmart is like a place where you can just try on costumes and bring them home, honestly, because she doesn't understand money and all that sort of thing. And the thing is, like, I knew in my head that she's like, I know she's just 3. Like, I'm not stupid. I know in my head. And I was like, why am I getting so worked up about this? Because, I am stressed about money, but it's deeper than that. See, we want to give our kids happiness. We want the best for them, right? Like, I could literally buy them the whole freaking world if I could. If I could bring all of Kmart home. We even say it to each other, like, I wish I could just take everything home with me. But the thing is, that's the lie that we're being sold, is these new exciting shiny things are going to buy our happiness, are going to give us the happiness. What's actually going to make us feel better in that situation is holding the money. and having options. You know why? Because when you've got money there, then that gives you the chance to be able to do things the way you want in your life. It gives you the opportunity to maybe take a couple of weeks off work and be with your kids more. There's so many things you can do with that extra bit of money, or even just like, the car needs new tires, or I want to stay on top of my bills so that I feel more, grounded and happy as a mum, and then I can have more connection with my kids. All of that is actually what matters. And see, this is where I was talking about at the beginning about money mindset. Money is just a neutral thing. And yeah, we're portrayed in society that money is like really, really bad because, people use it badly and whatever, but that's not actually money's fault. That's the people's fault, how they're using it, how they're managing their money. If we can learn to be comfortable and safe with money and keep it in our bank account, that's actually what's going to make us feel better, because then that's where we can have the time to create the life and create things and do the things that we want to do with the people that we love, with the people that we want to. And so having a no buy year or a low buy year is where you get to practice that, like not spending the money and holding the money. All of our beliefs about, how we believe the world works and all the things, all of that is mostly done before we're 7 years old. And so that's why, as a parent, as I was saying, like motherhood has challenged me so much. And now I'm seeing that even this is another area, because I'm noticing in Molly, like I want to teach her these really important lessons now before she's 7, so that it's like super like established in her little brain. And so this is one of those things, is like teaching her like, no, creativity makes us more happy, and connection. Tomorrow night, Halloween is not just about what we're wearing and the things and all that. It's actually about how we get to play with the other kids and seeing other kids dressed up and like doing the trick-or-treating and giving them things, giving them lollies, giving other kids lollies that are coming to our house. That's what it's actually about. It's about connecting with people in our neighborhood, in our community. So in terms of like prepping for next year, one of the things that I'm going to do, and I've already sort of started doing it, but I'm really going to keep doing it, is asking family or friends not to buy them too many toys, and maybe just suggesting to them and saying, can you buy them things that you can create? So even like glue or glitter, or I don't know, maybe glitter's a bit too messy, but just anything like textures or whatever, paddle pop sticks and stuff that they can make things with, and paper, colored paper and that sort of thing. Even last year, I asked my mum to get us, one of those craft trolleys, because they cost about $80. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to request that for the girls. I think it was for one of their birthdays or something, or maybe it was for last Christmas. And it was honestly perfect, because now they've got this rainbow trolley thing, and they've got their trays, and they've got like rocks in there and all these things that they love playing with and like painting on and all that. And so that's just part of now my new belief system that, creativity is so important in our family, and like connection. And even when my mum has come down and visited now, it's so much better, because now they actually sit at the dining table and they make things together, and they're talking to each other, and they're learning how to use their fingers and creating things, and they're learning how to ask things like, oh, can you help me with this? Can you help me put this there or glue that there? It's so much more than just like looking at some random new toy and like, yeah, it's exciting for a little bit, but they're barely even doing much with it. They're not actually talking to their grandparents and doing things and like learning how to speak with other people, maybe a little bit, but not in the same way. Another way I'm going to prep for a low buy year is, like I said with myself, I'm going to keep, looking at my own wardrobe. So I'm going to go through my wardrobe again. As I said, I've had a few kids, so it's like being, pregnant, not pregnant, and then like fitting into things. And so what I'm actually going to do is go through my wardrobe and look at what clothes I've got. So I'm going to look at the seasons. So even last year I got a few White Fox, jumpers, which are like good quality. So I don't really need jumpers, but I'm going to just look at what I've got. Like, what have I got in terms of like denim shorts, denim, jeans, like what things do I need, even socks and things like that, so that next year I'm not feeling like, oh, I need some new clothes. And also just thinking about my comfort levels as well, because we've got a 1-year-old and I'm going to be running after her as she becomes, a bigger toddler and all that sort of thing. And so it's also a matter of like looking at what my active wear's like, and looking at my active, leggings and shorts and stuff, and just looking at like, okay, what do I actually need? It's not even just a matter of wants and needs, because I used to be a bit of a closet binge eater, right? So in high school, I lost a lot of weight. I was super skinny, and I didn't actually like make myself vomit. Like, I wasn't bulimic, but I did go through these booms and busts all the time. So I'd pretty much starve myself during the week. I'd only eat an apple at school or something like that, and I'd feel all skinny, and then I would like let myself binge on a Friday night. It was just my thing. It's what I used to do, but I didn't realize that I was actually setting myself up for the years to come, where I just kept doing these like binges, and then, where I'd bust and then just like not let myself eat for a while, and I'd starve myself. And what I realized was how big of a parallel that was was to how I use my money. See, like I said earlier, I used to drown my account down to zero, and then I would get paid and I would like spend it, and I would, pay off all these bills, pay off my afterpay, and I'd pay for like a few things for the girls or whatever we needed, and then I would go down to zero again, and it would literally be like that meme where it's like ice soup for dinner every night. And what I had to realize was, when I was a binge eater and I came out of that, I had to slowly get myself comfortable with just even having a packet of Tim Tams in the cupboard, because back in the day when I was a binge eater, I would literally eat the whole thing. Like, it was so exciting and so hectic. I would just eat the whole thing, and then I would feel really, really guilty, and then I wouldn't even let myself eat for a while, and I'd be like, no, I can't have a donut, I can't have a this. If my friends were eating something, I'd be like, no, I can't have that, can't have milk in my coffee, all these crazy things, and then I would go crazy again. And so what I had to do was slowly, gradually let myself have normal food in the house, and I got comfortable with it. I was like, you know what, I'm going to have a couple of Tim Tams after dinner. Like, that's normal, like with dinner or whatever. And when I'm out with my friends, even though it's uncomfortable, yes, I'm just going to have a bloody muffin and a normal coffee. And I slowly got used to it. And I used to say to myself, better than binging. And so even if I had a few Tim Tams and I felt bad, I'd say to myself, well, it's better than binging. And see, this is what I was saying before about wants and needs, is it's not even just about that, because with money, the same thing was happening to me where I wasn't letting myself buy things that I want. Even just something like, oh, I want a good quality moisturizer, or I want a new pair of socks or shoes or whatever. Like, I want them. I would never let myself get them. And then I sometimes would get paid and be like, I'm just going to get it for myself because screw it. I deserve it and blah, blah, blah. It would literally always be like that. But it's not that simple. It's not just as simple as going, oh, I'm going to let myself have my needs this year and not have my wants. It's actually like, no, I'm going to let myself get something that I want this pay. I'm going to let myself get that, expensive moisturizer or whatever it is that I want, and just let myself get it and be comfortable with that feeling. Because at the end of the day, like I said, money is actually there for us. Like, money is not always a bad thing. Actually, it is a good thing. It's what allows us to stay alive. It allows us to buy our food, pay for a roof over our head, and even the things that we want and need. So that's something that I've had to lean into, is actually money is a good thing if you let it be. Money is actually a good thing. It lets me get the things that I do want. And so that's where now, it was tricky for me this morning with Molly, because it's like, that's something she wanted, and all I wanted to do was get it for her. I honestly wanted to go to Kmart and get the $10 thing and just let her be happy, because that's what we want to do as parents. Like, as her mum, I want her to be happy. I want her to be comfortable at this thing tomorrow night. I want her to feel good in her costume. That's what I want for her. But it's about teaching her a bit of like balance. Like, no, because we've already bought costumes that we want. Now we're not going to go overboard, and we know that that's not just the whole answer that's going to make us happy. Now we get to be creative. And so it's about having this really nice rhythm and relationship with money where we know, and like the things around us where we know, okay, what's actually going to make us happy here? Like, what can we do? How can we be creative in these moments? Now I'm not like being influenced by the market anymore. I'm not being influenced by Kmart telling me every time we walk in there, like, oh, I just need all these new things, because, that's what it does. It keeps reinforcing in our brain, oh, it's so fun to get these new things, and it makes us feel excited and happy and that. But now it's about getting familiar and safe with that feeling that, no, it's another new week and I don't need to go to the shops. I don't need to go there and spend more money. I can actually have fun doing other things, like sitting down and reading books together, which is another thing I'm going to work on. And also gratitude too, where, lately I've been noticing my girls go into these, like, I call them like spoilt moods, and they just want more and more and more. And so even at the dinner table, we're going to start incorporating every now and then, we're going to say 3 things that we're grateful for, and just get in their heads, like, it's good to be grateful for things and to actually appreciate the things we've already got. Because that was another thing I used to find, was I would get these new things, and even I would do it, and I wouldn't actually appreciate it. I wouldn't even like the nice moisturizer as an example, I wouldn't like look at it properly and use it on my face and like enjoy using it. I'll go, okay, I got the new moisturizer, now I want the new this, now I want the new makeup or whatever. No, actually I can just enjoy this for what it is now. It's like romanticizing those little things in our our life. But in the next video, I'm going to go into the exact items and like go through them of which ones I'm going to, try not to buy as much of or not buy any of next year in 2026. And as I said, if you're a mum that feels like you're struggling and you feel like you're burnt out in motherhood and you just need something to help you, get through the day and get through the week, I've got this little 7-day toolkit that you can get for free in the description below. So make sure you check that out as well. Anyway, I really hope that you've learned a lot from this video and learned something today that maybe you're going to implement in your life. It is the best feeling ever knowing that, your money's not controlling you and you have got this. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.